Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Allied General. On this series JG, we're making pretty good progress in the Benelux countries. So let's try to keep it up. The Luftwaffe is on the ropes here. We can probably go forward here. I have a bad habit of not using my air forces to attack the actual enemy units that my ground forces would be engaging on the same turn, but I'm probably going to continue to get away with that, even if I shouldn't. I'm not sure that was the right move there. Well. I mean, we'll shell the shit out of Bergen op Zoom on the next turn, but that may not have been the correct play. Oh, this is a 15. Never mind. You guys are at 14. Who's left here are air units. Which have infinite fuel in this game. Alright. I won't end the turn. It hasn't been long enough since we did anything, even though it is the end of my turn switching over the computers. Alright, so no Luftwaffe showing up on this turn. I think there's got to be anti-air up there somewhere in the corridor between The Hague and Dordrecht, you know, the Rotterdam area. Let's just fly right up here and expose it wherever it is, yeah, and have a suppression bomber on top of it. There's more than one. Ooh. I got more suppression bombers up here. Well, these guys don't have the range. I can ignore them for right now because they only got 2 range. So you'll want to come up here and bomb these guys flat. And even neutralize that airfield. Alright, let's start reinforcing you. Yeah, I wonder what the toughest... seems like Rotterdam's going to be the toughest fight of this thing, although... You would think that their last stand here, just because of geography, that they'd be putting a lot of stuff in Arnheim, but we'll find out. When we get there. Oh, fuck. Wasn't expecting that. This could be really bad, actually. Don't have any other fighters up here. I was trying to get information on what defenses are up here. And wasn't expecting there to be a fighter up there. So it actually could have gone a lot worse than it did. This guy has a range of 2. So we can definitely hit those fighters. Let's put some other targets up there. Let's bring some paratroopers up there that they might want to shoot down. Because I don't think I can get a suppression bomber up there. Unless you can reach, and you can't. We know you can't reach, and I really wish you could. Oh yeah, I got a little reckless there. So we'll see what they do with their turn. Because between air defense and those fighters, they could... Luckily for me, these guys, they had a lot of strength, which is why I was willing to throw them up there, because I figured they would survive air defense. Wasn't thinking about enemy fighters being up there at all, really. Kind of need to be able to see what's going on in this airfield here. Oh, I didn't know those guys were back. But now we know what's at these places. I was really hoping it wouldn't get eliminated as German held, because this makes it more of a pain in the ass for us to retake. We need artillery that's out, or because I don't think we can retake it using tanks. I think we have to retake it with infantry. But maybe we'll try it with tanks. Nope, we need infantry to retake it. That's unfortunate. You are back to being out of ammo. So let's have you start up here where you can help eventually with this situation. Alright, so you'll take that on the next turn. Alright, I mean, I feel like we're making progress. I don't know how fast you have to do this for a major, but, I don't want to save scum my way to victory when I do something like that. I've criticized other, there's other Let's Players I watch where, like, something like that happens and they just back out of the turn, and it always annoys me, so I don't want to be doing the same thing. Like, somebody got real snickety with me because I was watching All Dragon do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics, where he would literally do, like, save state, try to steal from the enemy, load if it failed, save state, like try to steal the weapon from somebody who was using sword magic. Like, if you know Final Fantasy Tactics, it's a game where there's some really powerful spells that certain classes, like a boss character, can cast on you if they have a sword. So you have a thief run up to them, like, ahead of the line, and they'll have like a 1% chance of stealing the sword from the enemy. And he would just load state until it worked and then cripple the boss on the first turn. So I said something in the comments of like, the game's not hard enough that you need to do that. And man, people got on my case. And they were right about the fact that it was his game. He could play it like, he could play it whatever he wanted. But I kind of, if I'm going to get on the case of Ald for doing that sort of thing, it does mean I need to not do it myself. So it's all Dragon's fault that I'm losing these units, is what I'm saying. That was a lot of losses that engineer infantry unit took. It was not expected to take those levels of losses. I am annoyed. This may be another one where I think we want a minor victory here anyway. I think if we get a major here, we go straight to the final scenario. And if we get a minor, there's two scenarios left. One where you're taking the Rhineland, and then one where you're driving more towards Berlin. So actually, rugged defense. Oh boy. Again, I might be getting a little too aggressive here. How did they get up the first shot? They were in full retreat from the last... Whatever. Being too aggressive. Like, this falls apart if I ever lose a core. If I lose a unit, because that is enough to make me go back and replay a whole scenario if I lose a core unit. I've lost auxiliary units before. I haven't lost a core unit and held on to the results, because that bugs me. Really bugs me. So they're in transports. I'm just hoping that these, whatever few forces they have here, just stay put. Are you all that's left to move? Nah, we've still got a artillery that needs to cross the bridge. Then we're ready to find out what is our fate on this turn. Don't want to save scum. I'm not planning to save scum, but I'm still kind of like, okay, shit, let's save before this turn. What are they going to do? Hold on, let me double check something. All right, 2 auxiliary units left to purchase, no core unit. That means, I guess I got to check tier 2. We haven't lost any units on this scenario. When you go to campaign, the numbers get funny. But in scenario, you can pretty much depend on them. And we haven't lost anything, so let's see what happens with this turn. There's an air unit and some tank units that are in peril. Oh boy. Okay, that was one I was worried about. I knew I would be in range of those heavy cannon. So you are going for my fighters. I was hoping you wouldn't. Alright, they're going after my paratroopers. That's free French. And they killed a lot of them. Yikes. Okay, so I paid a price for this. I did pay a price for this. Let's go ahead and save, because that could have been a lot worse. All right. So now I think we are preventing the Germans from reinforcing their air power here. Need to be careful with it. You guys are almost out of fuel. We get rid of those 109s, and then we bring you up. You make sure that they don't get attacked on the next turn. We actually are going to use paratroopers. Like, it was a bit risky, but we are going to use free French paratroopers. Well, those are British paratroopers. But we will be taking Zutphen? We won't be able to hold it against a determined German counterattack out of Arnhem, but I don't know that there's going to be one. And I'd be curious to see if the Germans can still deploy air forces out of there. Because I think German air units just appear up in this corner of the map every couple of turns. That's where those guys actually came from. Alright, so we're going to take a pretty key airfield here so that we can continue to do our thing. Not really making sense here, sorry. But yeah, so we don't have to come all the way back to the starting area to refuel our planes. That's important. Speaking of planes, you can go ahead and start working on elite replacements now. Okay, that was a good use of aerial recon. Ooh, that went really well. I think this is going to go our way. As we'll start back. Kind of annoyed with that, to be perfectly honest. But at least we took this freaking isolated city. Like, tough place for the Germans to be fighting out of Middelburg with the British driving up this very narrow peninsula that leads to it, and the Navy at their backs, they really couldn't win. But it is good to have it done because they were kind of positioned in a way where I couldn't just ignore them. They were going to be, they needed to be dealt with promptly. Guess I should go back to making sure my air power gets used promptly. Yeah, now I'm wondering, like, if I take over all of their airfields, can they just have units just deploy on the map? Like, it's not Empire Earth rules where they'll go around in circles with, flying around in circles forever with zero fuel. They would be destroyed after a few turns, but in theory, they could do some annoying damage before that happened. Oh, it would have been nice to wipe them out completely, but it was not to be. But it does give me something to do with this plane. No, it doesn't. They're out of ammo. Shit! I should have kept them up there. Now those guys can get elite replacements and reinforcements. Alright, well, that was a miscalculation. I thought I had an air unit to come up here and take care of that. Or they would have a very limited ability to reinforce with somebody floating over top of them. But now they can get some forces back. Oh well, yeah, they're our plan to destroy them, their ability to resist air power using only air power is temporarily thwarted, but. This is going to be an ugly fight, but patience would have been really good to have there, but I didn't have it. Yeah, I should have just been patient there. I don't know why I was in such a rush. I kind of knew I would survive it, but if these guys had done a little bit better, we might have dislodged them, but I don't know why I didn't just wait for another turn. Especially with these freaking tanks available. That was really kind of dumb. Sometimes you just get ahead of yourself. Like I'm doing so well that I stopped taking normal precautions. Still no units lost. I was hoping they wouldn't do that. There's just valuable troops being lost here. As long as they don't wipe these guys out, we're good. We just withdraw. They can't retake the city with a fortress unit. Okay, they didn't do very well there. I'm still not sure why they got the first attack off at all. Oh, that went fine for us, actually. Well, I tell you what, it's a little early, but it's actually a pretty good time to call it a video. Beginning of turn. But it's just a tiny bit early, but yeah, very beginning of a turn. Fine time to call it a video. I could vamp about what's going on and easily fill this much time. Or I could take a few turns. I mean, a few actions. Yeah, don't know what's going on with this unit that I left. I should have tried to not finish them off, but I should have kept a unit over them to stop them from reinforcing. We have taken this airfield, so it'll be interesting now. I'll have air units refueling behind their defensive line to bomb them. It's part of the advantage that is having a world map that just ends here. So that the fact that, like, you know, to the east of Arnhem and Zutphen is more German stuff that could attack us. Nope, not really. They can't deploy from over here. So now I'm behind their lines, fucking shit up. Right, when we come back next time, guys, we will continue with the reversal of in Panzer General. When I was giving silly little scenario names to scenarios rather than using the in-game names, it's going to be the reversal of Benelux Blitz. Catch you next time.